There we go.
He scuffed up that leader, he had it down deep there for a bit.
Yeah, for a long time, yeah.
Right underneath us right now, which we're going to video game fish momentarily.
Video game fishing in the Livescope. Yeah, how's that? Directly under the boat on the Bony Shad. Rightio, we're on a Barra mission, the Barambah Barra mission.
Yeah, this is the depth you want your want to be sitting with your boat. About 4.7, like 5.5 meters. Because the weed stops at 4.5 meters, stops growing.
Those individual stalks, like those just 1s and 2s and it spaces across, like you just watch them on the Livescope, you'll watch the Barra swim through it.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and they just use that for cover, so they can, you know, like they come up the point and just use it for cover, and then when they see something above them, they ambush them.
Rightio, we're on a Barambah Barra mission here. I'm up on Awoonga Dam with Justin Nye and Evan on the camera there, and Justin's the one who's pretty much put the Bony Shads on the map for us. He's worked out how to fish them, worked out how to get the fish to eat them, and mate, take us through the rigging of them and then the technique and what you do with them.
Yeah, look, you know, we've had a lot of success on Awoonga here with them, and we've worked out a couple of different ways to throw them and to get, you know, either a reaction bite or just a nice, simple, slow rolling sort of bite as well. But rigging wise, we like them straight out of the packet.
Yep.
So the 36 grams as they are out of the packet. We don't do anything to the hooks, you know, the hardware. We've found that they've been, you know, like out of all the fish we've caught, we've lost minimal to any hardware damage. So they've been pretty good like that. But yeah, the main way we try and fish these is either a nice steady roll or to get a reaction bite out of the fish, which has been working the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks, is quite an aggressive rip, a little burn, and then straight into a very, very slow roll. And as soon as you start that slow roll after the rip, real close to weed beds and things like that, the fish just down them, like right down the hatch.
Yeah. And you're just showing us on the way in on the sound, you're fishing over the top of weed, so we're in about 4.5 to 5 meters and we're casting into 2.
Yeah, yep. So we like to fish, you know, sort of situate the boat in that 5 meter range, cast into about 2.5 meters where you've got some sort of singular weed stalks coming up.
Yeah.
And you're basically fishing them like back into sort of as close as you can to that weed edge.
Yep.
And then working them just over the top of that 2 meter weed stalk, and the fish seem to just using that for cover and then shooting up to grab these things.
Seeing it come over the top of it, and they're
yeah.
just coming up. And
so you don't need to let them sink a long way. You're pretty much engaging the reel handle as soon as it hits the water most times.
Yep.
And the way we retrieve it with that little sharp, and then slow roll, it seems to work down at that depth nicely.
Yep.
When the fish are a lot higher, fish are feeding higher in the column, you can fish them a bit faster, a nice steady wind, and they'll shoot up and they'll eat it in that top sort of 2 feet of the water column. So they're the 2 ways we like to fish them at the moment.
I'm super keen, mate. I haven't got one. Just quickly take us through the leader, the line, and your outfits real quick.
Yeah, so tonight we're using a range of Wilson and ATC combos. So we've got the Venom crankbait here. This is the 2 to 4. Run 20-pound bionic braid, and the ATC Combat Plus. We use, like, at a minimum with these bigger fish, like anything sort of 85 plus, and throwing a swim bait like this, we like to have sort of 80-pound minimum leader. So we either use like a supple or a fluorocarbon, doesn't really matter.
Righto.
But 80 minimum is probably our standard.
Yep.
And then, you know, like even a 90 centimetre fish, you'll come back with 6 inches of massive chafe, but we find the 80 sort of keeps it, holds them on. So
awesome.
But that's the way we like to fish those.
Excellent, mate. All right, let's see how we go.
Let's see if we can smack a couple.
Yeah. Thanks,
all right,
mate.
cool.
Cheers. Evan's on.
Didn't take long.
The other line.
I'm gonna
You want to do the
feed
net?
him away from this anchor rope.
So all you're running there, Evan?
ATC 4000 Virtuous, and the blades and tails 15 to 30 pound, 20 pound bionic braid.
And you're giving the flat shad a run on the Barambah Barra Jigheads
with a get him to come up.
There we go. Nice fish too.
Good one.
And yeah, I haven't got a swivel on my jig head.
Just running the
I've
treble
got
off
just a treble to a split ring right up near the jig head.
High 80s, I reckon.
Away from that anchor, buddy. He's got it super deep, so I don't want to go too hard and chafe him off. Oh, he's got it.
Got it out. There we go.
There we go. He actually ended up spitting it out towards the end there.
Nice.
Yes, it's a nice fish. You'd be definitely.
But there you go. That's the jig head, just straight off the treble.
Yeah, so
And look,
that's the what do you got, a 3/4 ounce 8/0?
Yeah. And I went with the BKK fang. Yeah.
On the flat shad, nice fish. You can see how he scuffed up that leader. He had it down deep there for a bit.
Yeah, for a long time, yeah.
Smell him.
Oh yeah, it's not embarrassed.
I reckon I could just about pop that hook out.
Beautiful.
Right.
I was worried about that BK going into your hand because they don't like to come out very well.
No.
Oh, yeah. She just falls out now.
Okay.
There she is.
Good stuff, mate.
Just light that up for me for a sec, mate. Get that.
Yeah, so yeah, 3/4 ounce 8/0 with a what's that, looks like a 1/0 BK, is it, or even bigger?
No, I think
2/0?
it's a 2/0.
Yeah, and a 7-inch flat shad, is it?
7-inch flat shad.
And 70 pound decoy split link.
Beauty, and the leader's scuffed up, had it right down to about there. And yeah, having that treble on there because of the loop.
That saved us in the end.
That's it. Good
Awesome.
stuff, team. Awesome.
Nice work.
So what do you say these two lines were? That's the...
Okay, so on the Livescope, it's got 3 different settings. So you can face straight out, you can go slightly angled down, like at 45 degrees, and then you can go straight down.
Yeah.
So straight down, obviously, if you're fishing like vertical jigging and 20+ meters of water. We run ours straight out, so you got some really good barra coming through on that left-hand side on the side imaging.
So there, is that 12 meters?
Yeah, so
out?
12, 13 meters.
Yeah.
And there's also one just sort of slightly came in on the Livescope. So on the Livescope, it's only a 20-degree beam angle coming straight forward. So I've got it situated on the transom and it's facing straight out the bow of the boat at the moment. So it's picking up the anchor rope just there, which is those lines.
Right.
And these beams are just interference. You can pull that away by just taking down the gain, but you also lose a little bit of variance there. So you'll lose, like, some of these are bonies just swimming around, like cruising around, and you'll see the odd caddy. And when the barra come through,
yeah,
it's pretty impressive. If we were just to make that just on Livescope, there it is there, and you bring that back in, so you just want to watch that bit of water under the boat. Swing your gain up a little bit, and there's the little smack bang in the screen at 3 meters, because I'm middle of the boat, I'm dangling it down beside, so I'm not getting 100% of the beam, it's only swinging through. But yeah, you can sort of see what it's, there's a caddy or something coming up to look at it. And if you see a barra come through it, that sort of...
Look at, there's 2 other little ones, right?
Yeah.
So what was the story there, mate?
Mate, so that fish ate the Barambah directly under the boat. So much so that he's tried to wrap me up around a Panoptix Livescope transducer pole.
Yeah, mate, no.
And he's,
It's the second one that's had a crack at it.
yeah, so
Video game fishing, you call it.
video game fishing in the Livescope. Right
Did
under.
you see him eat that?
I watched him eat it. Would have been epic to film that. But I'll make sure I get the next one.
He hasn't jumped yet, isn't
No, well, I think he's a bit stunned as to what's going on because he was
he? There he's got one.
trying to fight him vertically. He's
Got one.
on the side of the mouth too. I jammed him.
Yep, we'll try to lose him for you.
There you go, mate.
Good work.
No. Well done. Stuff. Where do we take him front there?
Yeah, might take him up the front.
Chunky little sucker. Good.
Yeah, I jammed him. He was playing the game. I wish I was recording that on the phone on the Garmin app. That would have been pretty cool. But yeah, how's that? Directly under the boat on the Bony Shad. Swim baits vertically jigging. Pretty cool. Sweet as. See if he comes back.
Is that
There he
him?
is.
There he is. So we've got the barra there.
One of many. Might be another one on the other side of that weed pipe.
Rightio, now this is where Justin set up his phone, linked it up on the Garmin app so that he could screen capture this live footage of the Bony Shad there hopping up and down on the left hand side of the screen just below the depth. It's 3.7 metres and the weeds on the bottom. You can see a barra in the middle going through the weeds now. He's moving across towards the lure. So he's just working his way through here. We're both watching this live and here he comes. There's another smaller one behind him, comes up to the lure and eats it and takes off. It's exciting. That was unbelievable.
You see that
mate.
shit?
I saw that one eat it on the Garmin.
See him? I'm going, he's coming in for the kill.
Yeah, he just come in, worked his way in and ate it.
There was two of them. There was a big one and then a small one, and the big one ate it. The Bony Shad, mate.
Yeah, live eating, video game fishing. I saw that one, mate.
That's 2 from 3 on the video game. Bad fish. Quite a berry in the weed.
Ah, it's much needed on that job. Well done.
Better behave.
He's a good fish.
He's a nice fish too.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, you want to sort him out down here?
Yeah, might as well.
Might as well.
On the Bony Shad, just hopping it up and down.
Yep.
And just quickly have a look at the screen there, Evan. So yeah, we'll hopefully be able to put that footage.
So that's a barra moving through on the right.
There's one on the Livescope
And there's a
right
barra
there.
right underneath us right now, which we're going to video game fish momentarily. Look at that. Look at him swimming. So,
Nice.
Biting down straight away. Oh, couldn't hang on to it.
Your lure was work. Your lure was work, mate.
I'm stoked with that, just to see him do that.
There's one. There's barra right there, man.
Yep.
So look at that. Look at that one. Look at the size of him. Just right under the boat. If straight up.
Stay on.
Trying to get you into the weed.
Oh. We've only just released.
Come up the front. You gotta anchor at the rope. Remember?
Oh, yeah. And it's in it.
Yeah.
Bring him around, all right?
No. Gone.
Gone?
Yeah.
Gone?
I don't know if that was around the anchor,
He might
because
have
we've
been.
spun around.
Yeah, we have to.
Damn it! That was literally
Video
just dropped
game.
it down under the transducer, the Livescope,
Look this.
and it just got it.
Alright.
Dropped it straight down. Yeah, man, I stuffed up by not going around the anchor well.
That's all right. We'll get them. But that's your average bony brim that the Barra are feeding on. So some smaller ones, but there's a lot of that.
Yeah. Drop it back down. Live, watch out.
Yeah. So we're gonna start fishing him like this now.
Put him under a
Yeah.
What are you on there, Evan? The mullet or the bony? Oh, you got some height.
Yeah, you got some light on that. The mullet, pink mullet.
Cool. You got the other.
Coming back there because I want to guide him away from the anchor.
You got the other light.
Yeah, mate, that was one. Got me a bit of weed at the moment, but we'll pop out. There it is.
He's under the boat. Yeah, there he is.
And he's in.
Yes, well done, man. Got one on the mullet.
On the mullets.
Yeah. So we
Love
got
a mullet.
the mullet, Bony Shad, and the Barra Jigheads all performed in one night. Yeah, beautiful.
Oh, yeah,
he's taking that front hook. He's taking the whole lot.
He's a cracker, this fucker.
Sorry for swearing. Oh, goodness.
Watch your fingers.
I know.
Zoom in. He's eating that right in there. What's the game?
Straight
Good
away.
stuff, mate.
Beautiful.
Spiked me a couple of times.
Well done, man.
Thank you.
Good on ya. And that was it for the night. A successful mission. We were really lucky to get away without any storms. I drove through so much rain on the way up there and the way back. And Brisbane and Sunshine Coast everywhere is still copping it, but Gladstone is not getting quite so much. So we were really lucky on that front. But it was super successful in that we were able to get them on the Barra Jigheads. We've got 8 models of those on the lazy mullets and on the Bony Shads. So this is the range of lures we're fishing up there. If you want to see any more information on those, check out the links below, or check out the website barambahlures.com. I really want to thank Justin and Evan. Those guys really know the stuff. They're running 2 boats up there, so if you've got a group of guys or just single or with a mate, you can go up and go out with them. They'll set you up accommodation, whatever you want to do, and they'll take you out to the salt. They really know their fly fishing and sport fishing, offshore flats, but also Awoonga. They're all over that, and it's an exceptional fishery that's just getting better and better at the moment. The video game fishing on the Garmin Livescope it's game changing. It really is, and to see it firsthand, and the fact that Justin and Evan, they're all over that, how to operate the units, how to use them, and then how to fish them. And the Bony Shad, that lure is pretty key to that whole thing, because it's got that super lifelike action on the drop and on the rise. And the guys have tried soft vibes and other lures for that, and this is the only thing that's getting eaten for that technique. So that's pretty special. So that's the blueback in the Bony Shad. And the whole rest of the range obviously is working as well. So that's really cool. The guys are fully set up with all the gear. I drove up here from Brisbane, didn't take anything with me other than a few spare lures, and just went out and had a fabulous session. Had a sleep up the caravan park there in a cabin, and 6 hours drive back, and the whole trip's done in 26, 28 hours, something like that. And you know, when you're time poor like me, just get in the car, head up, and the guys can take you out and put you on the fish. Like, for me to work that out and suss it out, get my boat rigged up, loaded, is a massive job. So it's definitely an awesome alternative, and you will learn a whole heap. Rightio, that's it. I'm hoping to do a lot more of these videos, little how-tos and trips around the place. There's a whole heap of species that I want to be putting these lures into action, and being able to show you a whole heap more content, video, how to use them, techniques, and fishing action. So from Matt Fraser, Barambah Lures, cheers, signing off.